Same.
Yeah, also same. Instead of doing all like the normal stupid stuff I do when we go live, we'll just be live.
Are we live, pal?
Like right now? Yes.
Oh, well then. Strap in, true believers. This is going to be a god-dang train wreck. Welcome to another episode of Wait, Did I Roll It Wild? A Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog brought to you by the Professional Casual Network. I, of course, am the guy that now sits in this chair. I am Chuck, and I'm joined once again by the CEO, Editor-in-Chief, Supreme Ruler, and Reptilian Overlord of the Professional Casual Network, and the guy who's got a hard-on for them stats, apparently, Tim.
Oh, that's true. The ways and places that my blood flows to when I read statistical numbers, especially about games, gets rerouted very hard, very quickly.
Yes.
And precisely.
Uh-huh. Right out the eyeballs.
Yeah, actually, like a horned toad.
Yep. Accurate.
Oh, that's so cool that they can do that.
It is super cool. I once lied to my third grade teacher saying that my family went to Arizona on vacation, and I was recording my family doing something, and then a horned toad came out and shot blood at us. And she was like, no, it didn't. And I was like, right, but it'd be cool if it did.
Which part of that wasn't true? Just that it shot blood, or?
Oh, all of it. I've never been to Arizona.
I was going to say, or the whole vacation. Okay.
Yeah, the whole vacation was a lie.
In kindergarten, I did the same thing, but it was with a brother
Oh.
that I held on to for a very long time. I mean, like, probably sophomore year of college, I stopped lying that I had a brother.
Fair. I did
there.
a similar thing from like ages 17 to 22 about like an older sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It tracks.
Hard candy is super great podcast food, by the way, too.
I love it. It's either that or I don't talk tonight, so it's your choice.
As long as I lose in both situations.
Exactly. You're welcome, bud. And of course, Dan's here.
Hello!
We are the Professional Casual Network. Welcome. Listen, we know you come here for the hard cutting. Is that the phrase?
Yeah,
It is
hard
now.
cutting. Yep.
Hard cutting stats.
When you need to lean down and you want to reduce your calories, you come to,
Yeah.
wait, did I roll a wild?
To go over a bunch of stats of the Xavier Protocols Season 7 roster stats are officially out. And Tim immediately said, look, we have a ton of stuff to talk about tonight. Throw that all away. I don't care what any of you actually planned. We, of course, have to talk about stats. And I said, well, it's not my show anymore, so I don't really care.
That's true. You are the guy that now sits in that chair.
I am the guy that now sits in this chair.
So here's one other thing that I figured we could talk about.
Yeah.
Is I think some of us got our hands on some new models this week.
Oh, yeah!
So as far as like hobby thoughts, I know when everyone tuned in last week, probably some of the best hobby thoughts and progression that we've talked about on the show when
Deep dive
Danny
into
and I,
hobbying.
yeah, while Danny and I were here. I actually had painted something last week, Chuck. I don't know if you ended up tuning into that episode.
No, I wasn't on it.
It was the the toilet bowl at work
Oh.
I had painted.
Yeah?
But yeah.
Okay.
So how about you guys? What did you guys do this week? I painted something different. Not a toilet bowl, but I'll get into that.
I was going to say toilet bowl at home, but not a toilet bowl.
Not a toilet bowl.
Yeah, I was
Spoiler alert, it
pumped.
was a sink.
Oh.
The toilet was in use.
Huge spoiler. No, I don't care about the story.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Pooped in the sink.
Jeez. Yeah, I was super excited for the huge X-Men release, which I didn't really realize till I picked them up that X-23 and Honey Badger were part of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I pre-ordered them? Okay, cool.
Probably not. He probably just gave them to you.
Who knows? There was so many things. There was
That was
Honey
a live
Badger.
admission that Dan stole X23 and Honey Badger
No,
from
it was
Bearded
given
Dragon
to me.
Games.online. He didn't even use code PCME10 to steal it. He used PCME 100%
Yeah.
off.
PCME 5-finger discount. Just walk right out.
Anthony handed it to me, and he said, here you go. But yeah, but I've
does do
decided for Chuck put a challenge in the Discord about like doing a try-hard model, spending a bunch of time on one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have Colossus be that because he's my favorite character that's been released so far.
That's a unique character to do a try-hard version of. How are you trying? Are you trying to make him like super metallic, or what's the thing that you're trying to overdo on him?
I probably tried my hand at non-metallic metal, which is most of what he is.
The old NMM.
Yeah. which I'm scared of, and I probably will give up partway through. But I'm going to give it a shot. I want to see how it goes.
If I was to try hard Colossus, I'd make him have really veiny thighs. I think it'd be really cool to have veiny, biometallic thighs, like Zangief. He has a swimsuit like Zangief, kinda.
It's very similar.
And similar boots. So Zangief has very veiny thighs, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, he's got big old ones.
Yeah.
And they're green for some reason. So
What's green?
yeah,
Are you looking at Zangief?
yeah. Look, did you?
I don't green on
I don't know why you wore off the paint in the thigh area of this particular model, but yeah, look at that. That's worn away. It has a greenish tint. Is it glow in the dark? Is that why?
I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's a real old action figure. You could throw stuff.
That's super cool. Oh.
You got to reset it now. Great sound effect.
Anyway.
I got him.
What did I do anything? Oh, I painted my first 100 points of sludge for my big sludge off with friend and fan of the network, Pony Danza.
What's a sludge off?
off.
So there's a game out by I'm gonna say his name wrong, Sean Sutter.
Okay.
Sean is Sean.
Oh, scene.
So I always want to say Shane
Oh.
because it makes more sense in my brain, my dyslexic brain, that would look like Shane over Sean.
Yeah.
Fair.
That actually, yeah, I could
Yeah.
see dyslexia actually making that look exactly how Shane should be spelled.
Welcome to my life, bud. But it's a black powder tabletop war game that comes out in the Blaster volumes, which is a bunch of indie game creators coming together to essentially put out kind of quarterly magazines
Oh.
called Blaster. He created this like black powder fantasy world, very similar to his Relic Blade series, based all in that. It's really, really fun. It's really cool. It's really gory and bloody and sludgy. And Pony Danza and I have been essentially. I had bought too much stuff. I was like, well, I'm gonna get somebody else into this, send it out, and then this summer we're gonna meet up and play a bunch of games of it. So we're trying
That's
to
awesome.
till we get to that point, trying to essentially every month paint up 100 points worth of stuff, which is like a unit plus maybe like a couple of characters or something.
Cool.
So, actually, super neat. Because actually, the source from that.
Yeah.
I have always found that ashwagandha and pineapple juice have always increased my blaster volume.
Yeah. There it is. Anyway, I was using the whole idea is that it's agnostic for the most part, except for he did just release a full bundle army through Blacksite Studios. So if you want to check out his art specifically, he designed all the models, they printed it for him, created them for him. What the game actually supposed to look like. Use historical models, like the historical range of like Perry models or Warlord or War Games Atlantic, whatever, and then just kind of convert them out however you want to kind of fit more of that black powder era stuff. So I've leaned pretty hard into that. That's kind of been my fun thing, just slapping inks and washes on stuff because I wanted to make it look gritty and dark, and then good old oil paint wash, baby. Just slap that shit all over everything.
Yeah.
It's the Frank's Red Hot for sure of hobbying.
Say,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the A1 steak sauce of. Yeah, pretty much the reference you made, actually.
Yeah, there you go. Other than that, I picked up a commission for a bunch of Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff that just came out this week.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
A good guy or just someone that you're going to phone it in on?
Probably phone it in on because he comes up with just the stupidest ideas.
Speaking of, I had some great mustache ideas for this lot.
Yeah.
Once you get done with this other guy's stuff, obviously. Rush his, not mine.
Right.
But I guess you won't. It might be difficult to guess where I'm going to put Colossus's mustache, but it's going to be exciting.
He's gonna put on the Sentinel arm. I just something weird like
Somewhere on the Sentinel arm is my first thought.
Well, I guess it won't be too surprising. So.
Great.
Never mind.
I actually got the new terrain set as well.
Oh yeah.
I haven't bought terrain for the game
With
since
the Exxon
core
Mobil
box.
advertisement.
Yeah. The crash. Something was it called? Sentinel Crash Site or something like that. which is pretty neat. Felix was very excited. My 3-year-old was all pumped about the car that was all busted up with the Sentinel arm on it. He just wanted to play with it.
You know, you give him a year, and I doubt you'll even be calling him a 3-year-old anymore.
I mean, I hope not. My memory doesn't go that bad.
But you want to dive right into it? You want to get right into it?
This is my favorite episode. Wild Speculations. Yes, let's talk about some stats, because I don't know what any of this means.
So actually, there's a lot of super cool information here. The stats that we are talking about are the Season 7 roster stats for the Xavier Protocols Online League, I believe, which is played on the old...
I believe, yes, that's what it's called, yep.
And there's a lot to dive into here. So first off, like right out of the gate, they are in fact using a whole bunch of the new models that we've just gotten our hands on here personally in person. But we are seeing Rogue, Gambit, Juggernaut, Colossus, Magic are all in these stats, which is very exciting to see that kind of like, you know, be there.
What's the first bracket mean?
The first bracket?
So there's 237 people.
Mm-hmm.
And then where like what is central? Like I assume this is based on like continental locations?
Yeah.
What's central, what's west, what's Europe, what's Oceania?
Central would be, you know, like the center.
Yeah, I don't like Europe and Oceania make sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what Central and West refers
No
to.
one on the East Coast, as we've seen from some of the other Facebook groups around Marvel Crisis Protocol, no one's actually on the East Coast that plays this game, so they only include Central and Western United States. So
Gotcha.
Otherwise, they're going to get kicked out of that Facebook group. So
Accurate.
Right.
Yeah,
All right,
sure they
anyway,
explained it in some article past that we didn't happen to read, but if somebody could tell us what Central and West referring to exactly.
I think Central means U.S. because we're the center of everything, right? Kind of like how the sun revolves around Earth.
God. Please don't.
You're a biologist. You can't tell me about how rocks work.
I can.
Oh, rocks have biolicals now too?
No.
This isn't bionicle, Dan.
True. Bionicle. All right. Well, yeah, we had 730. Nope. Not. I'm mixing things around now. 273 players in the league.
Yeah, it's actually Shane.
Oh no. Oh, this. Yeah, you're right. This is gonna be a train wreck. I found it interesting that they, whoever wrote up this article started with affiliations and how many rosters took 1, 2, or 3 affiliations. Nobody took 4.
So this is a shift actually we've seen over time where I believe especially in season 5, most teams, I think it was 45 to 50% were 2, and then I think almost 25% were 3.
It was super common. Also, this is written by Jacob Collins. Thank you for putting this together, Jacob.
What are you wearing, Jacob Collins, from Xavier Protocols? Is it khakis?
Why are you trying to scare everybody away?
I'm not trying. It was a State Farm commercial reference.
Right.
It was really good. Everyone laughed. See?
I don't have cable. So.
You do. You posted them on your Instagram. You painted them up. You painted up mine too. You put
Covered in
tacos on for
tacos.
pockets. Yeah. Don't even start with me today with these lies.
What?
Anyway.
What am I talking about?
He said he was like hyped up.
What are we talking about? Cable?
Cable, yeah.
That was good. Fuck.
Anyway, so as far as the affiliations actually chosen, Avengers is now number 1. We've seen a pretty drastic change here from whatever it was last season to this season. What was it last season?
Avengers.
It was Avengers, yeah. So a pretty drastic change there.
But it's a pretty significant drop in percentage.
Oh, what'd it go to?
It was like way higher than 15 last time.
It's nice to see the 5 most popular affiliations are pretty even, like from 15 to 10%, and then it really drops off for the ones that aren't taking as much, like Inhumans, Defenders at 2%.
Yeah, for real. So, like, and for some of the most popular affiliations, Avengers still comes out on top. But the spread across the affiliations is the most even it has been at any time during the seasons. So, personally, to me, that screams of signs of a healthy game. The most popular include last season's top 4 dominating Avengers, Brotherhood, who has a goodie bag of new characters, Crime, Syndicate, who came out well from the changes to the Crisis selection, as well as loving Juggernaut and the newly buffed Guardians of the Galaxies. At the bottom of the pile, though, the Defenders did not fare super well.
So season 6, as of the update, season 6, Avengers was the number 1 spot with 36 rosters at 16% with a minus 3% change.
Okay.
So, I mean, a little bit more, but not really.
And Inhumans not being super stellar, kind of still being low on the list, regardless of them kind of having some strong game plans.
Inhumans were 4% last season.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They dropped a lot.
You know what? And as far as the spread goes, there's some significant regional differences. Europe kind of looks like it stands out in particular as having the most different set of numbers. Less Avengers and Criminal Syndicate, but more Black Order and Convocation. Europe kind of especially seems down on X-Men, which Central is much happier with.
More importantly, though, Guardians of the Galaxy jumping insanely high up the board.
Oh, after their rework, yeah, they're gorgeous.
They went from 2 players taking it at 1%
to 11%.
to 11%.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
So as far as kind
They
of
needed it.
what's that?
So clearly they needed it.
Midnight
Yeah.
Suns also notably dropped insane amount, going from second place at 13% with 28 people in the roster, jumping to season 7. And I mean, look, they are all the way down at 9%.
One of the things, and this is kind of a huge departure from what we're talking about, kind of. But as far as the power bottom 10, we have some of the mainstays staying in there. As far as the bottom 10 characters that were taken, Ultron still probably my favorite in the power bottom 10. Wasp is still there. Viper is a new addition, which isn't shocking to anyone, I don't think.
The very bottom character is very shocking.
Daredevil at 0.
Zero?
No one.
Nobody took Daredevil at all?
0% people took
Daredevil's a
Daredevil.
powerhouse whenever we use him on the channel. I am completely shocked he's not even like Black Widow, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., 0.4%.
Right.
Like Daredevil, nobody took Daredevil. What? He's what? I can't believe it.
Peter Parker.
Well, my assumption would be he's a 4th rate character that's only in Web Warriors or Defenders, where he's not ranked terribly high in either of them.
Right, D-list, honestly, in Defenders.
That's where was it?
Across the Bifrost. I
Across
think.
Bifrost.
Yeah.
Defenders is only at 2% for affiliations as well, so barely anybody's taking Defenders anyway.
Right.
Web Warriors is way up there though. 10% of the players, that's like 28 people, and none of them put Daredevil in there.
Well,
Yeah.
if they're running Amazing Spider-Man, that's a 5th rate character. You don't really have room.
I'm just sorry, but in the vacuum, he's really good. But I can see being 4th threat, he's got too much competition with where you would normally see him. I'm just shocked that he's the only character that's 0%.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm looking at the other 10. Ant-Man's still down there. Does Ant-Man even have a place anymore? I mean, other than Sam Spam?
As far as what? Ant-Man?
Yeah. Do you think Ant-Man has a place? That was my question.
Yes, I
Where?
think so. Crime Syndicate.
He's not an affiliation. There are characters that are cheaper than him that now fit in there, like Bullseye, for instance.
Bullseye already fit, but Bullseye can't go across the screen in a single turn.
Neither can he, technically.
Of course he can.
I mean, he can, but then he's stuck out there, and that's the whole problem.
But then he's tiny. It's fine.
No, he's big.
He could go tiny again. It's fine. But no, as far as characters that have full board clearance, especially on Gamma Shelters, I mean, Bullseye's not getting from your point to theirs.
Yeah,
in a
but
single round.
you put him on the back. Yeah, but there's other characters that are faster that are in affiliation than Ant-Man. Is my point.
In Crime Syndicate?
Yeah.
Who
Black Cat?
is in Crime Syndicate?
Yep.
That would make sense.
She's in a lot of affiliations, which is
Yeah.
one reason why she's number 2,
Yeah, which I mean, she's the new Okoye, really.
almost.
I mean, not in any functional way, but as far as a popular character.
Well, I mean, she has function.
No, I mean, like, she doesn't function in the same role that Okoye does.
Right. That I agree with. Okoye took a huge drop.
Massive. Probably
Yeah.
the single. I'm sure it's the single biggest drop a character took in terms of percentage.
Very legitimately, I don't think another character could have taken as far as a fall as Okoye did, simply because she was so high for so long.
Okoye was
63?
ranked number 1 at 66%.
Yeah.
144 in the roster. There was a 3% increase in change when the update came out for season 6. Switching to... I can't even find her on the list. 14%?
14%.
So what does that tell us? If she still saw an uptick after the change, but only saw a fall now, it's because
the change he's talking about was season 6. They had a mid-season
that's
roster
right.
change.
That's
then
right.
she went up a little bit. That was before the errata.
So do we think that the errata that has dropped her from the heavens is her changes specifically, or that Bullseye's now the go-to too?
Well, Bullseye and Toad,
Well,
because Toad's just barely more than Bullseye.
Well, right, but Toad was always pretty high.
Yeah,
Bullseye was not that high.
I think it was people were overvaluing her before, and because she got the slightest change. She doesn't get to reroll 1 attack die now.
Yeah.
It's just defense.
Well, and
so
she no
for her to
longer-
just plummet down is surprising.
Didn't they take off the?
Oh, and she doesn't gain power from
Yeah,
the
that was-
spear
that was the big
blast.
part.
Yeah, that was huge. So, I mean, I like to see the change. I like to see the mix-up, especially in like the top 10 characters.
And that thing that I said earlier, that was definitely my thoughts and not right off a website, about kind of an even distribution of affiliations, kind of means that in fact the game is balanced.
I think it definitely shows they're doing a good job
Yeah,
with it.
100%.
Obviously, it's not totally balanced across the 17 affiliations or something like that.
Right,
but
and it's a little live, but you know what I mean? Like, it's constantly changing. New characters are coming out that are beefing up affiliations. So as far as taking affiliations in any particular vacuum.
Why? Okay, so we know that Dr. Voodoo is there because of Avengers. And
He's incredible. 4.66 or 4.46 as far as defenses. If the Brother Daniel token on him, he is a beast.
Or you can throw the Brother Daniel token on somebody else and they don't score victory points.
Right.
That character, like, that is so massive.
Very legitimately, I almost don't even care about ever putting it on anyone but Brother Voodoo. It's so good on him.
Yeah.
Like, just in the thick of it. Staff of leg buying people.
Right.
Bring them to straight up
good.
Cold Stone Creamery.
Right. Now, Juggernaut already seeing huge amount of play at 25%.
That's actually really high for his threat level.
Massive.
Yeah. I mean, huge. That he's the first 5-threat character. And
Yeah, he's
then-
2 places above Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch is right behind him. I wonder where Scarlet Witch is fitting in now.
So Scarlet Witch.
I mean, Brotherhood, because Brotherhood's ranked pretty high.
I
But
feel like
Scarlet
Brotherhood
Witch-
just got a huge influx. Most of the characters that just came out were X-Men and Brotherhood, so I think that helps her stock rise.
She's always been a popular character or a popular model too, just
Yeah.
because she is so difficult to.
just because you play her doesn't mean that.
No, I read it in an article in this article somewhere, and I'm trying to find it so I can read it as if it's my own thoughts. But
I do also find it, in talking about Brotherhood, I find it really interesting that Mystique was just barely missed out on the top 10. She's placed 11th. And then we don't see Magneto until like probably below 20
yeah,
or 30.
who are some other sub 5% surprises for you?
Looking at the bottom here,
Yeah, I figured Dormammu would have been higher. I kind of thought that he would have been not an auto include, but included a lot and would have increased the amount of people running multiple affiliations, because a 2 and 1 or 2 and 3 are low.
yeah.
Colossus is really low at 5%.
Yeah,
I figured just because he's the new hotness, though I think everybody's in agreement that he's terrible. So.
because he's a really expensive Luke Cage.
Yeah.
I
unfortunately.
mean, I haven't got to use him yet, but
MODOK taking a
especially
huge dump.
Scotty's not a fan. Yeah, MODOK down at 4%. I can't believe Hawkeye, the MVP, is only at 4%. I
Yeah.
love, especially with Avengers being the number 1 affiliation, Hawkeye that low.
Well, yeah, because you can have Bullseye.
Not an
Why,
affiliation.
why would you have bad Bullseye when you can have good Bullseye for cheaper?
Hawkeye's so good. I can't believe he's that low. And Sabretooth at 3%.
That one is surprising to me.
Especially that Wolverine's at 5%. More people taking Wolverine than Sabretooth?
Apparently. Well, he's on Defenders, which no one is playing, apparently. So that point doesn't really help anything.
Yeah.
The Prince of Asgard, hunkering in still below Boss Crones.
Yeah, I can't believe Thor didn't get a rework with the November updates. Like,
Yeah.
that's still shocking to me.
Dr. Octopus increased. Went from 4% to 6%, which I thought was kind of weird.
Which,
That makes sense with
And
Green Goblin
just
getting
etched
better.
out Hulkbuster. I don't know why I find that so strange, but
yeah, actually, I figured Hulkbuster, I mean, ever since he's come out, I've had him in any group that I can.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I thought he would be pretty high, especially with Avengers being so popular. Because, they're still in affiliation with 3 leaders still, right? As Avengers?
Yes. Yep.
So that makes sense to me that it's that affiliation is so high. I can't find Hulkbuster now. Where is he?
It's under Hulkman. You're probably looking for Hulkbuster.
Oh, there he is. I found him. Just
And-
above Storm.
interestingly enough, Hulk ranked above Okoye at 14%.
Now, that makes perfect sense to me. After the rework, Hulk is an actual threat.
Yeah, he got scary.
He really did.
He's ranked 17th, which I think is interesting. Yeah, Hulkbuster is so drastically lower, and Hulkbuster is a very good counter for Hulk.
New additions to that top 10, though. Lizard. I don't think any of us are shocked by that.
No, love it.
His throw put's incredible. Bullseye now way up there as well.
Hood?
And the Hood.
Hood in the top 10?
Yeah, that's really surprising.
Well,
Why?
Crime Syndicate?
Crime Syndicate, Cabal,
right.
Convocation.
Crime Syndicate being so high. And when he transforms, that -2 damage is
It's awesome.
brutal.
Guess
to
what?
go
I'm
up
only
against.
taking one now. Forever.
Right.
Granted, there's a lot there, though, with Hood. I don't know. I love him personally. And he has a heal.
Yeah.
There's no other heals on Crime Syndicate, Cabal. I mean, there's certainly several on Convocation, but
I haven't got to try him on the table yet, so
he's awesome.
I know. I had fought against him one time, and he was just weird because it's like, oh, he got hit, so he transformed. Now he's annoying, and then he transforms back.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So, and he's a piece too that can really not make or break you, but he plays so differently based on who you're playing against. Convocation, if he is running against Convocation, what a wildly different game, because every mystic attack that hits him, if he takes damage in his possessed form, he switches back. So to have an off switch so readily available with Convocation is a very different setup than trying to throw physical damage at him and it just not going through because he's so super invulnerable.
Super vulnerable.
I agree.
But Rogue, absolute newcomer in Juggernaut being in the top 10 is awesome to see.
Yeah. I find it interesting. Not surprised that there are 3 2 threats in the top 10.
Yeah.
So we got 1, 2 4 threats, 2 5 threats, 1, 2, 3 3 threats, and 3 2 threats.
Huh.
So fairly even spread there. No 6 threats in the top 10. Not surprising. Dormammu obviously not there. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Having to deal with that much threat to play around with the rest of your squad. I'm a little surprised there are 2 5 threats in the top 10 though, just because so often people are like, oh, it's a lot of the team. But like, I can't wait to try out Juggernaut and see what his. I can totally see why he's so popular in Criminal Syndicate with 8 stamina on his healthy side with good defenses. Like he's standing there on the objective, counting his 2 characters. Yeah, try to shove him off, try to take him down. It's Juggernaut. It's gonna take a lot of effort.
Yeah.
To get him flipped.
Ghost Spider took a huge drop. Went from 21% last season to 15%,
Oh, wow.
which I'm kind of surprised.
I guess I have nothing against Ghost Spider, but I'm 21%. That was certainly higher than I would have expected.
Was that right around the new hot when like Amazing Spider-Man like came out?
Oh,
They got
that
their hands on him.
that certainly could have been, yeah. When Black
I mean,
Cat really
two
kind of first hit the
threes
scene.
right there. Black Cat,
Yeah.
Ghost Spider, Miles Morales. That's a 5 and 3-3. Or
Did-
5 and 3-3.
Did we see a shift too in both Captain Americas? Did they swap places? I feel like Sam Wilson was significantly higher last round.
I think so. Yeah, Sam Spam was super hot during season 6, and it's kind of
Season
petered out a
6,
little
Sam
bit.
was.
I was a little surprised to see Steve Rogers so low, with Avengers being the most taken affiliation. He's at
He was above
14%.
Rogers. He had 16% taken by 35 people.
Okay, so a little drop.
But specifically, it dropped to below Rogers.
Yeah, by 1%, so not a huge.
Steve Rogers
couple
was
people.
down 3%. Or was down to 3% taken by 7 people last season.
Oh, so Rogers is way up.
Rogers saw a big jump.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a lot better,
Well-
so that makes sense.
A, he got a lot better. B, doesn't Voodoo need Rogers' ability to be really, really good?
He's certainly better in Rogers' Avengers than Sam's.
Right.
Yeah.
A little surprised Baron Mordo is at that same level at 13%. When I remember when we first saw his card, everybody was talking about like he was going to be the new hotness with spreading out status effects and having, his attacks are really good and he can jump around. Like he had a lot of utility. I'm a little surprised that he's relatively low.
I don't think a lot of
It's-
people get Convocation and how they work exactly, or there isn't great whatchamacallits for them yet, like Crisis that are set for them yet, because they're only taking at 8%.
Yeah,
all
they're really
together,
low.
and Mordo's not in any other group other than
He's in
Convocation.
Cabal.
Here's the
I
thing
mean,
that really kind of throws
I don't
off
think
that,
he-
definitely Cabal.
that throws off those numbers, though. Look at the breakdown of what regions are taking
Convocation
Baron,
and Cabal.
and he is across the board pretty stable until Oceania.
Oh, and it
13%,
just drops like a
16%,
rock.
16%, 3. So Oceania hates Baron
Why is
Mordo.
Australia doing things so different? Do they even have Baron Mordo
probably
yet? Is
not.
that
That's
why?
probably why.
That could be. You know what? And they take Groot at twice the rate that the rest of the world does. What is going on in Oceania where they
Why is
love
it so
trees but
different?
hate Baron Mordo?
Thanos too. 13, 13, 19, 6 Oceania.
Same with Nebula. 11, 9, 9. So 11%, 9%, 9% for most of the world. 31% for Oceania. Oceania understands why Nebula's great.
Right. Well, they
And she is, in my personal opinion.
The text about it said that Oceania had their usage of the Guardians was way higher than other places.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's Australia, Australia has always had a weird meta that's counter to pretty much. I mean, not just Marvel Crisis Protocol, but like back when I used to listen to more competitive podcasts about other games.
Yeah.
They always had these like wacky metas that were opposite of the UK and what was opposite of what was seen in the States.
Well, they have a lot of zeros. I'm curious if there's like some import stuff there that is causing that. 0% on Taskmaster, Ebony Maw, Hydra Bob, Wasp, Ant-Man, Punisher, Viper, Black Widow, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil.
They're also these numbers are also representing significantly fewer players. There are 36 players from the Oceania region compared to just Central is 106.
Right, that makes it even worse that Cassandra Nova's taken more
130.
there than anywhere else in the world.
Oh, don't tell Mitch. He'll
Yeah.
fly on down there and yell at him.
He's bringing his trash can and everything. One interesting thing that I had noticed that now I forgot what I was going to point out.
Was the thing that you were going to point out, was it the fact that Baron Mordo isn't being played with Sin and how that's a crime?
No,
That she gets a power from the damage
that-
she takes from getting extra dice from Mordor?
Thanks, Marcus.
no, it's interesting though. That Winter Soldier's taken 11% of the time in the new season, and he was 0% He was in the Power Bottom 10 last season.
Who was?
Winter
Soldier.
Soldier. Bucky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Has
he
seen a-
got beefed up a little bit.
He got beefed up a little bit. He works great in Sam Spam because he also likes it when his allies KO, so he can get free shots off.
Oh,
Like a
yeah.
double whammy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that he can, the throughput on how many attacks he gets in a round, too, is just assault rifle having rapid fire now.
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
was massive.
Yep.
Ghost Rider. I think it's very interesting. 16%. That's all because of Midnight Suns. I can't even find him in season 6. Where'd he go?
Sure, he was.
Oh, he was
pretty far
taken
down.
5% of the time. So huge jump. I mean, they made Ghost Rider really good.
Yeah.
And if we look at the stats of Ghost Rider, he's taken 14% of the time in Oceania, and he's taken 16 in West, 17 in Central. That 14% is, I mean, pretty much almost the same across the board.
Yeah.
And I think that's because he actually does really, really well in Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes sense that he's in there and he's like living the dream. You know what I mean? One other breakdown that I find really, really interesting, unaffiliated is at 1%.
Mm-hmm.
When last season, unaffiliated was, crud, I just had it. Unaffiliated was 2%, 5 people.
Right. So the big thing about specifically unaffiliated in leagues and tournaments that has changed is there was a series of streams on twitch.tv/professional casual network where someone had taken an unaffiliated list in a league and swept with it. Absolutely crushed the competition, taking the power bottom 10 of that particular season. And because it was so popular, it is now seen as too strong.
Right.
So people are stepping away from it because they don't want to be considered power gamers.
Sure. I mean, it makes sense, you know, when you're the principal of the homeschool, bud. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty easy to win.
Yeah, it is. It's good to be king. I don't care how small the pond is, as long as I'm the biggest fish there.
Oh, yeah. For sure, bud. A-Force, huge drop
Yeah, massive drop.
at
Well,
5%.
Well, and so we also saw that shift out of the top 10 for some of those characters. Valkyrie, Enchantress, and She-Hulk no longer being anywhere near the top. When what was the top 3 for a while was Enchantress, Valkyrie, and was it Angela?
Yeah.
She was way up there. Yeah. She's still
Carol Danvers,
fairly
too.
high.
Yeah.
Angela looks like is she in the top 20?
No.
Not quite.
At least I thought she was somewhere closer to the
I
bottom.
don't even see She-Hulk on here.
Angela's 23.
Yeah.
Interesting. Also, there she is.
She was 5%.
5%. Where's Groot in all this?
Actually, surprisingly high. Not as high as Rocket is.
I know,
certainly.
but I was
But-
curious what the distance, like where there he is. So 12% versus, I think, 0% of season 6?
Yep.
Or damn close to it.
Yeah, because you were actually able to run a pretty stellar Guardians list in season 5, which is why those changes really made a pretty massive impact.
Right.
'Cause I
One,
think,
he was taking
Ronan's-
0%, but allegedly one person took Groot last season.
Rounded down.
But
to
that was
0.
also Bullseye, Gamora, Groot, Star-Lord, Ultron,
Captain
Winter
Marvel.
Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
And then 0%. Oh, so last season, 0%, Daredevil was still there.
Really?
At 0%.
I forgot
0
about
people
that.
took him. Ebony Maw was down there. Space Jam was down there. Peter Parker Spider-Man, which I assume is 4
Yep.
threats. And Viper was 0% of last year.
Oh, she's
Or last
jumped up
season, I mean.
from 0 to 1%.
Listen, I mean that's over a million. That's over a million times increase.
I knew you were gonna say that.
So-
Where is amazing?
Loki.
Okay.
At 13%. Taken pretty much just in Central Region. He's in the top 25, it looks like, which I find very interesting.
So to move away from characters for a little bit, and talk about some tactics
I don't
cards.
want to.
One of the cool things that I was really into is he showed the data. Jacob showed the data for character-specific tactics cards and how often they were taken with their associated character.
I liked how he broke that down a lot.
Mystique and Deception makes a lot of sense. I'm surprised it's not higher. Granted, it's at 96% of the time that Mystique is taken, Deception is on that roster. But
Honestly, surprised it's not 100%.
yeah, yep,
It's free.
it
You don't
is.
have to pay power for it.
Age of Ultron making perfect sense for the 3 possible people that could have taken it who played Ultron. Heroes for Hire, also very good. Lethal Protector, Carnage Rules.
Heroes for Hire is still legal?
Heroes for Hire is still legal.
Oh, Heroes for Hire. Never mind. I was
Not
thinking,
hired muscle.
Yeah, I was thinking hired muscle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Special delivery also makes a lot of sense. I'm surprised it's not higher. If you're taking She-Hulk, I guess I don't know why you wouldn't.
I mean, only 3 out of 15 people didn't, so that's
20%.
But yeah, I'm assuming why those
That's
3
high.
people didn't. I would like to know. I'm curious.
Now, as far as some of the least taken cards, as far as character specific, Magnetic Crush. I have never taken this card.
I don't even remember what it does.
This
No
is the
idea.
one where it does a bunch of damage as an attack, but you can also destroy a number of terrain around Magneto, and then you add the sizes of those terrain to the dice in the attack.
It seems pretty good. Why is 0 out of 33 people using it?
It seems like a lot to set up, and by the time you have, I think it's 5 power to use as well.
Ooh.
Well, TTS does tend to have pretty
Low
dense
terrain. Dense terrain or
Yeah,
low
it's
terrain?
pretty. No, it's pretty dense on terrain.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. At least from the ones I've watched, it always seem pretty dense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're right. It's 5.
But if he's got the power to do it,
Making a Ruckus was only taken 3% of the time.
it doesn't seem that good. It didn't seem that good back.
Making a Ruckus?
Yeah,
I forget
Seems
what it
good.
does.
seems all right. It just doesn't seem great.
Fearful Symmetry being 0% is not a surprise at all.
Yeah.
That
that
one
the-
is just there for fun.
Is that the Craven one?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
where you can turn into Spider-Man.
Oh, a higher point cost, crappier than his actual version. Actually, kind of interesting. Real quick, going back to characters because I wasn't done. Spider foes. Don't even see him on the list. Never mind. What am I talking about?
Was it the Whims of Chaos being taken only about a third of the time for
No.
Scarlet Witch?
Spider foe's taken 7% of the time, and that the highest ranked was Green Goblin, which I'm sure he's also splashing into Crime Syndicate, which I guess would make a lot of sense. But the actual true travesty of all this, looking at it, it goes Green Goblin, Captain Marvel, then Lockjaw. Fuck you, TTS League players. Lockjaw should be ranked number 1. He's the goodest boy in all the galaxy.
So I don't
He's the
disagree
goodest boy.
that as far as
Ridiculous.
a scale of boys that are the goodest, he is certainly in my top. I'd say top 2.
You should be number 1 in your heart.
That's true, but similar to Ant-Man,
He'll
there's,
slobber all over.
there's just people that can do it better, you know?
Is there somebody who can do Lockjaw's thing better than Lockjaw?
Bite with 4 strength, yes.
If you're bringing him to do a bite, then you are not playing him correctly.
Wow, okay, that's some pretty meta talk for the number 1 second-rate podcast. But here's what I think Lockjaw's real sweet spot is, right?
Uh-huh.
Here's what you do.
Oh boy.
Right. I'm about to get real mad.
You are.
Uh-huh.
You take Lockjaw
Uh-huh.
with Mr. Sinister.
Uh,
You use him for the tactics card to get Mr. Sinister some genetic tokens. Then you slingshot Lockjaw with Lockjaw in front of Mr. Sinister to just be eaten alive by his beams, right? Once you get Lockjaw low enough where the opponent thinks he can just take out Lockjaw real quick, that's when you flip it around, right? And you do a bunch of damage on purpose to Ghost Rider to sacrifice Ghost Rider with Deal with the Devil to replace Lockjaw on his healthy side, bringing Ghost Rider back to full health and remove his activated token.
none of that made any sense.
What just happened? I blacked out.
Yeah, me too.
Where did Ghost Rider come from?
You have to have Ghost Rider on your team as well, I think is the point here.
Yeah, it all connected.
No, not really.
It did. It didn't. It didn't
In the
need
end.
to. It was excessive for no reason. But listen, it all connected.
I don't.
That's how you when you use Lockjaw?
Yeah.
Sacrificial pawn?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Well, actually, legitimately, yeah. I mean, he's there to move people around and gain a bunch of power. You might as well full heal a new badass after the changes to Ghost Rider, right? If you take out all the Mr. Sinister stuff, it's a great play.
So you take Lockjaw to like teleport Ghost Rider?
Yeah. To put Ghost Rider into danger, to get him all beated up and bloodied.
Mr. Sinister, 4%.
Yeah, that's actually pretty high.
8% in, I guess scroll to the top line, Europe. He's really popular in Europe.
Yes.
He's a big Europe guy.
So where do we land on cloning banks?
UK loves him.
As far as Mr.
Scotty,
Sinister
big fan.
exclusive tactics cards, cloning banks and force extraction were only taken a little bit more than 50% of the time when Mr. Sinister was on the table. Why would you be bringing Mr. Sinister unless you're trying to use those tactic cards to be a nerd anyway?
If you're bringing Mr. Sinister in a more competitive setting, you for sure are not bringing cloning.
Cabal
banks.
doesn't have a whole ton of banger tactics cards, so maybe
No.
maybe you're just like, well, I have Cosmic Confusion or Invigoration in case
Yeah.
I bring Red Skull as my leader, but otherwise, yeah, might as well take a bunch of Mr. Sinister cards.
The last 2 games I played on the Power Phase, I played Cabal, and there's like 2 or 3 cards that are Cabal specific.
Yeah.
Like they're an affiliation that's been around from the beginning.
Mhm.
They have this, I think, the second biggest roster, maybe third biggest, like to choose from, and they have 2 cards, and one of them is Red Skull specific.
Yeah.
What?
Huh.
The one is good. What is it? Dark Rain? Is that the one that's really good?
Yes.
But other than that, there's not. They don't have like anything else going on. Which I just thought was really surprising, given how much choice there is with them.
Demons Downtown. Are we moving on to crisis cards here?
Yeah, super popular. Demons Downtown.
Which is weird. We never play it. I feel like.
We haven't leaned on it a lot. We've leaned on the old standbys, which are no longer relevant.
But you like Demons Downtown as like a beginner teaching game.
I love Demons Downtown as a beginner game. Wait,
Get Black Widow.
No.
Am I thinking of the other one?
you're thinking of the books.
Yes.
The books I love as a beginner game, as a teaching game.
What's that one called?
That one is called, you know the one.
Clearly, I don't.
Well, it's called, the Montesi formula found.
That's one.
It
Oh,
is
that's at the bottom.
Least take and extract. Because
Yeah, that tracks with us.
it's for beginners. But no, Montesi formula found and Riot Sparks over Extremis, I think, are. Infinity formula goes missing. Are the 2 that I feel like are great for teaching games. You have a bunch of things on the field. For the most part, they don't move. You get some beams. You get some power. It's cool.
Why is Demons Downtown so popular? That's the one that incinerates you.
It's on C.
It's on E.
That's what I said.
Because it incinerates.
Oh,
Is Gamma
the-
Shelters on E? Oh, that's also secure, so it doesn't matter. Never mind.
yes. But yes, that same map. I'm just surprised that's number 1. Like, why is that one so popular?
Because it's awesome. There's Demon Downtown, and we don't even know if our comeuppance has come due.
Took me a minute.
That was good.
I think it is really interesting to see that, like, Demons Downtown was taking Infinity Formula, which has been there for like ever.
It's a mainstay.
Yeah,
It's
it's still
simple,
ranked
short,
really
and
high.
sweet. They don't move. You get extra power.
Right. Shelters dropped a little bit, 26%.
Shelters continues to drop, I think, kind of the trend that we've seen. You know what doesn't, though, is those hammers.
Everybody loves hammers.
hammers.
Everybody wants more tack dice. It makes perfect sense.
does.
I love hammers.
I'm not going to remember to use my tactics cards anyway. I might as well make it cost more.
Accurate.
when Bullseye's throwing 8 dice.
Just imagine him holding two hammers in each hand.
Yeah.
But not throwing those. He's throwing something with his foot.
Well, right. Well, so what you got to do is you put 2 in the crease of your knees, and then you get 2 in the creases of your elbows. So then you can throw stuff like this still.
Just with your wrist.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
What's
really,
the
you should get
brand
plus
new
5 dice, because let me tell you, Bullseye's always packing a hammer.
Oh, so is that Superpowered Scoundrels from Sinister Syndicate? Is that the new one that came with Rogue?
Yes,
Gambit?
that's the brand new one with the ambushes.
Yeah.
The old ambush.
I'd like to try that one out. That one, surprised that it's that high up being so new, but okay.
I think we'll probably play that one pretty soon. Obviously, this next week, you and I are going to be playing the Juggernaut, the Juggalo.
Unstoppable Colossus.
Unstoppable, unprobable Juggernauts.
So I definitely got to get my Juggernaut done.
Yeah, you do. Girl.
Part of me wants to get a second one and paint him as Unstoppable Colossus, but by then we'll have already done the play, whatever we call it. organized play thing.
Ultimate
I guess.
Encounter. Cosmic Encounter.
It's
Cosmic.
kind of an ultimate encounter. I
Ultimate
guess it is
Cosmic.
an ultimate encounter. Yeah.
So
That
here's the thing: is I think you should do that, and here's why. Because it's awesome.
I do love the look of Unstoppable Colossus, but
and very legitimately similar to what we've seen with Venom. I think Juggernaut is one that people will have a hard time finding.
good thing Bearded Dragon Games.online got a whole case in.
You got a whole case, and you can get 10% off of it too when you use code PCME10 at checkout at beardeddragongames.online. Link is down in the show notes. But
I did to get my federal tax returns too, so
you did?
yeah.
What'd you get? Tell us.
Some money.
Whoa!
So waiting on my W-2.
Same.
Oh, no.
I have so many 1099 hours coming this year.
You're so lucky.
My taxes are so
I'm not. They're
easy.
like for $4. It's like, oh, you lost money on all of your Robinhood investments this year, but there were some dividends paid.
Is there a part of you that actually secretly loves that you have all these 1099s to file?
No. If I was not doing my taxes, I'd be like, here's another one. Another one came in. Fix them. But since it's me doing my taxes,
Right.
nah, not a huge fan. Because I like to get mine done with because I need money all of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to get done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And being both teachers, we have to get them by the end of January, so.
Yeah, because your job works like a job should.
Sometimes.
I bet you get paid time off. Nerd.
But you get to actually then use it. You know what I mean? That sounds cool. I have a ton of it. I've never been able to use it successfully, ever.
Yeah.
They just say, no, you can't have that day.
Yeah, literally, they just did that to me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're like, why are you taking the week off after break? I go, because you're making me work during break. They're like, yeah. Like, yeah? So I'm taking the week off after break.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm using up my 2 personal days, and I'm just gonna take a hit on the other day.
Yeah.
They're like, you can't do that. You're off the following week. I'm like, I'm not. I'm working. You had me on the schedule to work. They go, well, yeah. I was like, What are you not understanding about this? Whatever. Okay. Anyway.
Oof.
Hi. Welcome to therapy session with your.
So, Sweet Biscuits and Marcus bring up some great points in chat, talking about number one, Demons Downtown being very popular, as well as Brother Voodoo being very popular. But Brother Voodoo, Dr. Voodoo, is immune to incinerate.
Oh, he is. I totally forgot about that.
As is Ghost Rider now.
Yeah.
So having
I guess then it makes a lot of sense that Demons Downtown's gonna take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a couple people that are immune to it. Okay. Good call. Thank you. What was it? Sweet Biscuits and Marcus?
Sweet Biscuits and Marcus. Sweet Biscuits and Marcus.
I love that. Sweet Biscuits.
Navy beans, navy beans, navy
Meatball
beans.
sandwich.
Navy beans.
Just keep going.
All right.
That's not how it goes, bro.
Any new comic recommendations?
Comic recommendations.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need something new to read.
Oh, never mind. I thought we were talking about comedians.
Oh, I'll take comedians.
Jim Norton is touring again.
I'm not a Jim Norton.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you don't like just people that look like earthworms?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, fair.
What? Okay, gotta look up this person.
He's bald and has a couple extra
Yeah.
chins and no facial hair. So
Tim resonates with him a little bit.
yeah, listen,
Very cynical.
if I took my
humor.
glasses off and
Yeah.
shaved my beard,
Yeah.
yeah,
A little bit, yeah. I kind of recognize him.
He's been on a bunch of stuff. He was big in the 90s. He was on Tough Crowd a lot. He was on Opie and Anthony for a long time. He currently has a show on XM. Yeah.
Survived the cut.
Mhm.
One of the only people who survived the cut.
Yeah, for real. Anyway, who are you going to bring on Monday to the Juggernaut Juggalo down?
17 threat?
Mhm.
Probably X-Force.
Oh, that's a good one.
Get Colossus out there.
I
X-23 and Honey Badger.
Oh, hell yeah.
Definitely Honey Badger. Maybe X-Men. I don't know. Maybe Brotherhood. However I can fit in Colossus and some other new characters.
Marcus says the new Moon Knight run is amazing.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
I've heard
I
good
might
things about the
crack
current
into
Moon Knight run.
Well, I gotta wait for it to go up on Unlimited, but
Yeah, so
but
in
the
June.
previous one, which is what the
when he's in the suit. Like the nice
Yeah,
business suit
when he's
is real
Mr.
good.
Knight.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's apparently what the Disney Plus series is going to be based off of. Is
Ooh,
that
I haven't
run.
read that one.
It is really good.
And I've heard it's very, very good.
I read a bunch when they like sort of rebooted him a few years ago when was the Charlie Hudson run, who was like
Yeah.
a novelist who was getting into comics, and his run with that Moon Knight was really good.
The only thing really that I know about Moon Knight, other than the bullshit that you've thrown around here, is
that Dracula owes him money.
yeah, pretty much.
It is.
Is he's like he tapped out for a while and he comes back and he's standing next to Spider-Man. I think they're staring at either Gamora or Scarlet Witch. I don't remember. And he's just like, what's going on? And like Spider-Man tries to explain it of like what's happening. He's just like, what? And Spider-Man goes, just start punching the person I punched in about 2 minutes.
I think that was from the new Infinity Watch when Gamora had all the stones in her sword.
Yes.
Oh, that's rad.
It was really cool. That
Yeah.
had a bunch of the one dude you really like.
Phantomax.
No,
Quentin Quire.
the guy with the Mind Gem.
Drax.
We talked about recently.
Drax the Mind Gem.
Vision?
guy.
No, damn it, who is it?
Oh, the
He's like a
Vision.
normal
If
dude.
you haven't read it, it's very
Oh, the Vision. You're talking about Mr. Fear.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I thinking of Turk Barrett? Wasn't he there?
Turk Barrett is Mr. Fear.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I forgot his made up name.
Yeah. I like Criminal Empire guys.
Still, man?
No, Stillman didn't actually have the Mind Gem.
Oh,
He had the key to my heart.
I love Stone Man.
He keeps it about halfway up his left shin, which is
Uh-huh.
like 7 feet in the air.
Hello.
Totally reachable by anyone of average height,
Yeah,
but
sure.
still.
Anything else before we sign off here?
Yes. If you want to see all my sweet Moon Knight memes, make sure to join the Discord. You
Oh,
can do by joining the Patreon at patreon.com/professionalcasual, where there are now 2 brand new vacancies at the $1 tier.
oh,
Yeah.
We had some people move up,
up in the world.
freeing up some room.
Why is that? They
Uh,
must want big chucker names.
They must.
Uh-huh.
That is what they said
Uh huh.
to me
Uh
by carrier pigeon.
huh.
There were
Not
a
an email?
lot of dead birds outside of my
I believe
bedroom
that.
window.
Well, it takes a while for him to get there.
A bunch of 1099s from 2020. Stupid. Now I got to amend my 2020 taxes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
For $4.
No, for -$4. It's not even going to change anything. They're not going to give me back more money. When you
That's
amend your
dumb.
taxes and you're like, actually, you owe me 45 more cents. They always just go, nah.
Huh.
So
Doesn't round to the nearest.
Our system's
Doesn't
silly.
round to $1.
Heck,
you can write them off over 3 years, though, so I can apply it to this year's. But still, it's just, what a mess.
listen,
What
45
about
cents is 45 cents, bud. You know what I mean?
Right. That's true.
Ham sandwich is a ham sandwich.
Accurate.
Yeah.
But that's all I have.
Not wrong.
That's all I got.
My belt's super tight. I'd like to take it off. So
all right.
let's wrap this up.
But yeah, you could probably.
With that
do
being said, true believers, of course, patreon.com/professional casual, as well as $1 help support the show. Head over to bearddragongames.online. Use promo code PCME10. Get all your Marvel Crisis Protocol or nerd needs. Built Bar, builtbar.com promo code professional casual at checkout. Get yourself 10% off. Get your tummy filled up. Built broth coming back. Make some soup. And of course,
coming back.
Raise Energy and all of the REPP, that's Rep Sports products over at repsports.com. Get that hypersleep.
Great apparel.
And
Love
amazing apparel. You can wear it to work.
You can wear it to work.
Uh-huh. Looks great on camera too.
It does.
Use promo code professional casual. Get yourself 15% off your order. With that being said,
If you like saving money too, if you go to builtbar.com, grab some of the built broth using code professional casual, get 10% off, and then go over to RPP Sports and get some pre-workout. You can mix the built broth and the pre-workout to really get jazzed up.
Pre-workout broth.
Pre-workout broth. How about some man gravy? That's what you'll be making with that, because you'll
Oh
be
my
all
God,
jacked
Ray's
up.
has pancake mix.
Oh my
Yo,
God, it is so
it's
good.
stupid
Ray's
good.
protein flapjack mix.
they have
Birthday
pancakes.
cake?
That's amazing.
The birthday cake one, the blueberry one, is bomb. I don't like blueberries.
Yeah.
That's
The pancake mix, and my mom ate all of my chocolate mud pie mix.
The mug cakes?
Yeah. I mean, mom's not listening to this. bitch ate all of all of it. She put a little whipped cream on top and just went to town.
The birthday cake pancakes, the
Buttermilk
blueberry
birthday
pancakes
cake, blueberry.
are so good.
Because there's like no sugar in it, and she's diabetic, so it's like perfect for her because
It
it's also
is.
pumped full of protein.
I need to try this.
I'm very happy for her, but still, what the hell?
I would have shared some of the samples, but I ate them and then bought more. And then
Aw.
when they had that super Black Friday sale, bought a lot more with the intent to be like, maybe I'll share them this time. Nope, they're gone.
Yeah,
They are
so
stupid good.
so good. With that being said, true believers, we have been the Professional Casual Network. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.